Hello everyone, I'm Wreckme5,
And I am Sandman99.
and welcome to The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim with Winter Frost.
Yes, the return of Winter Frost. See, the premise behind this playthrough is that in our Oblivion playthrough, Winter Frost eventually went to the Shivering Isles and encountered Sheogorath.
Yep.
And of course, Sheogorath knew that his doom was just around the corner. And so he cheated a little bit, and he kind of planted a copy of himself inside the mind of Winter Frost, because gods can do things like that.
Yep.
And so once Winter Frost rebuilt Sheogorath's staff and sat down on his throne, well then his copy of himself that was inside her mind managed to steal all the power from her and kick her back out into the world some 200 or so years later. And so that's where we're at right now. And I actually tried to make this character look as much like the Oblivion character as I could. And
Sunglasses and all.
And believe me, it wasn't easy because the art style is completely different. Of course, I'm running a vampire mod that changes the eyes because in Oblivion, of course, her eyes were a bright blue. But I think I managed to capture the general shape of her face, and I got the closest hairstyle that I could to match what she had in the Oblivion playthrough. And of course, I managed to find some sunglasses for her too.
Yep.
Anyway, just some things to look at before we get started. Of course, I am running a fairly heavily modded Skyrim. I'm getting close to the 250 plug-in limit.
Yep.
Actually, I'm up around 235 or thereabouts.
Yeah, so this will be one of our most heavily modded playthroughs yet.
Yes. And I am running archery, gameplay overhaul, apocalypse spells, which adds a whole bunch of spells to the game. Become a bard. Of course, Better Vampires by Brehanen, who I think, in my opinion, has made the best vampire overhaul mod ever for Skyrim. Cold Haven, which is also by Brehanen, which is basically an underground city populated by vampires. Curse of the Dragonborn, which is kind of like a hybrid type mod.
Yep.
Because if you're a vampire and you go through the companion's quest and become a werewolf, well then a little script runs that cures your vampirism and turns you into a werewolf. But what this mod does is it basically modifies that so that you don't get the cure.
Okay.
So that you can be both a werewolf and a vampire lord at the same time.
Yep.
And of course I'm running Deadly Dragons, and that actually makes dragons considerably more powerful. There's a lot of different options for configuring it. But for that reason, I'm going to be kind of avoiding the main quest line for a little while until I've attained a little bit of power.
Yeah, because that soups up dragons, like, quite a bit.
It soups up dragons considerably. Like most types of dragons, regardless of what their breath attack is, you won't survive one shot from them.
Yep.
Unless you're a very high level or have a very high degree of resistance to that particular attack. And of course I'm running Flower Girls, which adds Ladies of the Evening to various major holds. And a couple of, I think this is a combat animation mod. It's an older one now. I'm sure there's lots of fancier ones out there now, but this is the one I've got. And of course, Sexy Move, which basically allows you to choose a different walking and running animation from what the vanilla is. So I'm going to be going with kind of like a happy medium here, which is a little bit of a hip sway and that kind of thing.
Yep.
But it's not ridiculous. Like we'll just quickly show you what the two extremes look like, just for fun. Because it's on a scale of 1 to 10, right? And if you go 1, well, then it looks kind of like that.
Yep.
Right? So pretty much vanilla, right? More or less what vanilla looks like. And if you go 10 or 9, I guess it's basically, I think it's a 0 to 9 kind of thing.
Yep.
Right? So I guess that that was not really default. This would be, right? Although you can't really tell the much difference between the straight default and 1, right?
Yep.
They're pretty close. But anyway, we'll have a look at 10 or 9, I guess it would be, right? Which is the absolute extreme on the other end. And as you can see,
we're getting into Oblivion territory again.
Even when you watch her run and stuff like that, right? Like, I've never actually seen a woman walk like this. And of course, if you look at her from the side when she moves, her back is arched and all that kind of stuff, and it's so severe that if I had, like, say, a great sword sheathed on my back right now, the blade of it would be clipping into her backside when she moves, right? So that's just a little bit too much. But I think that about a 4, which is about a middle of the scale.
Yep.
It gives a little bit of a feminine-looking move without it being absolutely silly-looking, right?
Yep.
So that's what we're going to go with. Anyway, like that NPC there, because this mod actually randomly assigns movements to NPCs as well, and that one there is fairly close to 9, right?
Yep.
Whereas this one here is a little bit closer to the bottom half of the scale.
Yep.
Anyway, I guess going a little bit further on here, we didn't quite make it to the bottom. I also have Get Out of My Way, which I have set up as a power so that I can, like use the shout button if I have Get Out of My Way enabled, so that I can push NPCs and get them the hell out of my way.
Which is completely necessary, because unlike in Oblivion, you can't just run into an NPC and push them out of the way. The only way you could even move them by walking into them is by sprinting into them over and over again.
Yeah. So Get Out of My Way is kind of nice. You can just give them a quick shove and send them flying. And I've also got a mod called Heartbreaker, which if you're a vampire or a werewolf, basically what you can do is if you have an enemy who is staggered or bleeding out, you can grab them and tear their heart out of their chest. Right?
Okay.
It's kind of like a finishing move. I'm also running Immersive Creatures, which adds a lot of new creatures to the game.
Yeah, and you're running it with the boosted stats all turned on too, right?
Yes, that's right, because I am also running this along with another mod called Revenge of the Enemies. And that one makes these creatures quite scary. Like, there really is the equivalent of a Draugr murder death boss king or whatever.
The Draugr murder boss death king?
Yes, exactly. Like,
From the meme?
And every Draugr can shout.
Yep.
And they can shout like every 15 or 20 seconds.
Yep.
And some of the shouts are quite deadly, like fire or that weird looking gray cloud that kills everything it touches kind of thing. And of course I'm running the Ordinator perk overhaul mod, which overhauls the perk trees quite a bit. Fendrick's Magic, which adds spells. I'm also running the companion to that, which is supposed to add a city that you can teleport to, but that part has never worked for me. I don't know why.
Weird.
And I'm also running Predator Vision, which is a night vision mod that gives vampires and werewolves different vision options for night vision and that kind of thing. And of course I'm running Sky UI because
that's pretty much required by everything.
I'm running a mod called Violence, which gives you customized kill moves with different, like you can customize your kill moves with every single weapon in the game basically. So you can make the finishing moves for a one-handed sword, say, look different than the finishing moves for a mace, for example.
Yep.
Or a warhammer or a battle axe or whatever, right? I'm also running a mod called Wards Extended, which makes wards act a little bit more like a shield.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll actually block physical attacks as well, so long as the damage caused by the physical attack doesn't exceed the power of the ward. And also wards will block dragon breath attacks and that kind of thing too, as well as shouts. And I also am running a unarmed overhaul mod called Way of the Monk, which adds, it doesn't really add a skill tree, but it adds sort of like a system of skills that you can intermesh with your other skill tree perk assignments.
Yep.
So that if you want to play an unarmed character that uses kicks and punches, like unarmed attacks, and there's also a variety of different types of bladed fist weapons and that kind of thing you can use too. And of course, wearable lanterns, and this mod called Werewolf Hunger, which actually is very nice because it gives you a reason to turn into a werewolf, because if you don't turn into a werewolf at least every couple of nights and eat a bunch of people, you'll start to get hungry.
Yep.
And then you'll start to suffer debuffs and that kind of thing. So it's pretty good. I also have, of course, the classic quest mod Worm's Tooth. And this is the extended skeleton, which gives me some limited capability, kind of similar to what the old Dual Sheath Redux mod in Old Rim did, right?
Oh, okay, yep.
Although it's not as good and not as complete, because you don't have all of the options available. But anyway, because for example, with this war pick, I could have it sheathed on my back if I wanted to, or I could have it sheathed upside down so the head is facing downward, or on my left hip instead, or stuff like that, right?
Yep, yep.
But anyway, I think we should just get on with this now.
Let's get on with it.
And, pick up a few of these coins and stuff like that. And, obviously I've started off in Movarth's Lair. I'm running a whole lot of vampire appearance overhaul mods as well.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why sometimes you'll see a vampire that is normal looking, like this person, right? But it doesn't seem to affect all NPC vampires. So some of them still have the, ugly gargoyle bat face kind of thing going on, too,
yeah, I know
right?
how much you hate that.
Oh, yeah, I hate that. I think that, if anybody from Bethesda is listening,
Don't do that.
either don't do that at all, or at least put a toggle in your options menu to give players a choice as to whether they want ugly vampires or not.
If I recall, pre-Dawnguard vampires looked different.
Yes, they did. They still had kind of a weird-looking complexion, and they had kind of like a little bit of a line running down the middle of their chin. But they weren't like, you walk in the gate of Whiterun and everybody turns around and points and goes, vampire.
Because you're all bat-faced.
Because you're all bat-faced and ugly, right? So anyway, it just seems to vary. The mod didn't affect every single NPC in the game, the mods that I'm running to try and fix that. But it did improve the appearance of a lot of them. Yes. See, here's one that it did not affect, right?
Yep.
You walk into Whiterun looking like that, everybody that looks at you is going, you might as well have a big sign over your head that says vampire, right?
No, you have the sign over your head that says, with red marker, not vampire, right?
Yeah, because, and you know what? To me, it's more of a case of immersion than anything else.
Yep.
Right? I mean, you know what? Vampires look like regular people. And, really what they could have done is something like what they had in Oblivion, where you looked like a regular person unless you wanted to feed on somebody, right?
Or unless you were starving.
There's some nice finds right there. Because then you had to bare your fangs in order to feed on someone, and when you did that, well, then you actually look like a vampire, right? But the rest of the time, when you're not actually preparing to feed on somebody, you look like a regular person. That's the way they should have had it done, right? And in Dawnguard, I think they should have done it that way, rather than just arbitrarily deciding that everybody that's a vampire looks like a gargoyle, right? But anyway, lots of raving on that. Of course, we started off, I'm using the Live Another Life mod as well.
Yep.
So we started off as a random start in a random vampire lair, and as it turns out, we're in Movarth's lair here.
Yeah, and this playthrough is probably going to be super duper hard because of all the things you've got, like the immersive creatures with the boosted stats and revenge of the enemies and things like that.
Yes, there are many ways to die instantly in this game now.
Yeah, 1,000 ways to die in Skyrim.
Yeah, anyway, I'm going to demonstrate a little bit of what the Predator Vision thing looks like. This is regular night vision, so it makes darker areas kind of light up nicely.
Yep.
Right? And then I also have Predator Vision. And what Predator Vision does is it makes any living thing highlighted in orange like that, right?
Yep.
So you can see that there's somebody else over there, a living person. And there's a living person as well there, right? So that's what Predator Vision does. And of course, I'm running quite a number of other mods as well. But those we can probably largely explain as we go along. And you know what? If people like this video, the first few episodes that we run, and there's enough interest in it, well then maybe we'll even publish a mod list. Kind of like what we did for Fallout 4. Anyway, you can do things like feed on corpses with this Vampire Overhaul mod that I'm running. And this Vampire Overhaul mod also has a series of, like skills, kind of like a skill tree.
Yep.
So now I've got 2 skill points. And the way that I allocate the skills for this is I go into the mod configuration and I go to Better Vampires and Vampire Skills. And then I can choose based on my level of vampire. So right now I'm a Vampire Fledgling. So I can choose from any of these skills that I don't already have, like Call Creature, and I like to pick Frost Cloud early because that's a bit of an offensive spell that doesn't cost too much to cast and is still somewhat effective. And of course, Call Creature calls a random creature, like maybe a Frostbite Spider or something like that to help you in combat.
Yep.
You can also extract blood and make blood potions. So if you extract blood from a dead body, you get a thing called a stale blood potion, right? And if you extract blood from a living person, then you get a just blood potion, like a regular one.
Yep.
And of course, regular blood potions are better than stale blood potions. And also, because I'm playing with the survival mode, and when I get outside, I'll be asked if I want to activate the survival mode. Well, then blood potions will act as food for your vampire character.
Yeah.
Right? So basically, you can set this up so that you can, do all kinds of things and configure. Like, there's a lot of configuration menus for Better Vampires. So you have your skills, you have general options where you can choose, whether or not you want reverse progression for vampirism or the regular vanilla. Like whether or not you can create vampire thralls, whether or not, what kind of feeding animation you want to use. Like you could go with cannibal feeding. I'm not sure what that is. I usually go with bedroll feeding, but it looks kind of funny unless the person you're feeding on is actually sleeping in a bed. Like the bodies don't quite line up right, so maybe we'll see what cannibal looks like. And of course you can turn on extraction of blood or not to make blood potions. And you can even decide whether or not you take damage from the sun, like physical damage.
Okay.
So if I get past hunger stage 1, right, because he also sticks with the same 4-stage, hunger system for vampirism, but if I get to stage 2 or lower, if I go outside and during the daytime, I'll actually take physical damage from the sun.
Yep.
Right. And of course, you can also, with this mod, you can actually turn people into vampires as well. And you can also have vampire hunters if you want, although I have them turned off right now because vampire hunters in this mod are extremely scary, unbalanced, ridiculously high level enemies that have all sorts of powerful weapons and spells that can kill you instantly.
Yeah, they're scarier than the deadly dragons.
Yeah. Actually, they're probably the worst enemy in the game if you have those turned on. I might turn those on later when I get to be about level 40 or so.
Yep.
But for now,
not a moment before.
Not a moment before, because they're too powerful. You can't stand toe-to-toe with them or anything like that. They just will kill you dead instantly.
And they heat seek on you, so you can't get away from them either.
That's right. Once they've spotted you, you can run all the way across the map in Skyrim, and sooner or later they'll catch up to you again. They just follow you everywhere. Anyway, you can turn on or off whether or not food affects you too, or potions, or whatever. Like, there's a lot of different options.
Very comprehensive.
Very, very complete. The only vampire overhaul mod I've ever played that even came close to this was back in the Old Rim days, when a couple of guys made a mod way back when Old Rim first came out, called Balua Sanguinaire Revisited.
Yep.
And it had many very similar features to this mod, and was actually, although it was a little clunkier, they didn't have a nice configuration menu and that kind of thing. You actually had to use console commands to configure your options, right?
Yep.
But anyway, I like better vampires, in my opinion. I've looked at some of the other vampire overhaul mods that are in the Nexus. I think Better Vampires is probably the best one for features. It is also probably the most user-friendly of the vampire overhaul mods. You know, like it's just well done, well made. Right?
Yep. Yep.
And not too many bugs that I can tell. Like for the most part, it works pretty well too. Anyway, we're just going around and looting all of the things that we can here to try and do our best to ensure our survival when we get outside.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty rough.
Because it's going to be pretty rough.
Need something?
Anyway, now we have a bow. We got some arrows. That's
Some
good.
more arrows.
That's good. Because in this game, I like to play as archer quite a bit.
The good old stealth archer trope.
Yep, the good old stealth archer trope. Because, and also because of the level of skill that this character starts with as an archer anyway, I get some buffs to my archery already, right?
Yep.
So, anyway, because wood elves tend to be very good at archery. And of
so
course,
it'll be something that'll be reasonable to your playstyle.
yeah.
A good boon.
Yeah, well, you know what? I think that it's best to, especially in this game, kill your enemies before they know you're there. Because your enemies... I'm also playing on legendary difficulty, by the way.
Yep.
I guess that one shouldn't have stuck his head in there when he did, hey?
Well, you managed to do it all completely stealthily. It was all a stealth kill.
Well, with archery gameplay overhaul, your arrows also have a bleed effect.
Yeah, that's something that they added since, because I know I was using archery gameplay overhaul probably around when it first came out, and I think that's something that they added on later on.
Yep. And they also added things on, like the ability to apply like magical charges to your arrows, or if you put poison on your bow, you can make it last for multiple shots and that kind of thing too, right?
Yep.
But also, though, when the shoe's on the other foot, it's also really bad to get shot by somebody with a bow too, because that bleed effect also affects you. So
yeah, and so just one or two arrows is a life-threatening
oh yeah,
thing.
like 2 or 3 archers in one encounter, that's very dangerous. Like, you better take cover and don't let them just shoot you. Because it's not the arrows that do the damage so much as it is the bleeding afterwards.
Yep.
And you can literally bleed to death in the time that it takes you to even just squat down and try to, you know, like remove the arrows, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's how fast you can bleed to death if you get hit by enough arrows all at once. So I've got a little mod here that makes survival mode a little bit, okay, I've already got it disabled, but it makes survival mode a little bit more forgiving, because one of the first things they seem to want to do is cut your carry weight in half.
Yep.
And I don't like that, so I've got a mod that basically allows you to cast a little spell when survival mode is first activated, that basically...
you can carry as much as you normally would be able to.
Basically returns your carry weight back to vanilla value, right? And of course, I'm a terrible flower picker, so, you know, people are just going to have to get used to that.
Flower picker.
Because I like alchemy. I think alchemy is awesome. And in order to effectively make the best use of alchemy, well, you need ingredients in order to do that. And that means that, you know, like, I'm not going to zigzag all the way across the swamp here, but any time that I have an opportunity to pick something, like a flower or a fungus or a whatever,
You're going to be a flower picker.
I'm going to be a flower picker, yep. Oh, I'm starting to get cold. See, this is one thing I'm going to have to eventually, well, as soon as possible, switch out my armor to something else.
I've been looking for you.
Oh, hey
That's
there.
something I'm supposed to deliver. Your hands only. Let's see here. I have a letter here for you. Looks like that's it. Got to go.
Okay, he has a letter for me. And that letter is... Oh yeah, I'm also running Helgen Reborn, which is an awesome quest mod. I definitely am going to play through that while we're doing this playthrough, because I really like that mod.
Nice.
Anyway, strange letter. So I've heard about your accomplishments, which have been nothings up to this point. Been watching you for some time now. I believe you are of a particular skill set which will lead to the success where many others have failed. Need a third party to handle matters which I cannot be seen to involve in. You can of course refuse to help, but I believe satisfying your curiosity is enough incentive for you to investigate some bizarre vampire rumors. If you are interested, travel to an abandoned den in the mountains just south of Knife Point Ridge. And what you discover there will be worth the journey, I assure you. Okay, so this is actually another mod that is related to the Better Vampires mod by the same author. And it's an unmarked quest. So somewhere, well, we're going the wrong way. Somewhere over here west of Falkreath in the mountains is a cave. And the reason I know that is because, of course, I've been there before.
Yep.
But if you go there, well, of course, then you can actually get into a bit of a side quest line having to do with vampires and that kind of thing. Look at that, eh? So this stuff here is actually part of a mod that I made called Skyrim is my player home. And what I've done is added a, this is a cloud storage chest that connects to many other cloud storage chests throughout Skyrim.
Okay, so if you make stuff and you put it in there, it's available to you wherever you go.
That's right. And what I've done is I put a cloud storage chest like this in every settlement, pretty much, including mills, mines, small villages, that kind of thing.
Yep.
And in some of the larger centers as well, like in Whiterun, if you buy Breezeholm, well, there'll be a cloud storage chest inside Breezeholm. But yeah, in order to get access to the one in Whiterun, you have to buy the house. And I believe Solitude is another one. And if you want access to the cloud storage chest, you have to buy the house in Solitude.
Yep.
Right? But anyway, and I also, as part of that mod, I added workbenches so I can do crafting and stuff here in Morthal, where previously there were no such facilities in existence. So I basically added all of the crafting stations where I thought that they should logically go, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that way, you know, like if you're in Morthal and you want to do a little bit of, you know, crafting, if your load is getting a little bit heavy and you want to drop some stuff off, well, you can do it here, right? So if I drop off these steel ingots and that gem, because I don't really need to carry those around, I can drop off this and the strange letter now. I don't need to carry that around. So, and if I wanted to, I could drop all of this stuff off too.
Yep.
Right? And pick it up later at a different location.
Well, and it'll be nice to not have to carry all this crap around too, because alchemy really builds up on your inventory and weighs you down.
Yeah. Well, and you know what? There are other mods out there that allow you to do things like have an unlimited storage, sort of phantom, you know, like backpack or whatever with you. But to me, I mean, what's the point in buying the houses and stuff like that if you can just carry everything you own around with you everywhere you go, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So this is sort of like a compromise because I don't like leaving stuff behind, but I also think that it's a bit much to have like a unlimited phantom storage chest or something, right? Anyway, okay, there's Fion.
If you stand before me to accuse me of sacrificing children or eating the hearts of the dead, you may save your breath.
Okay.
I have done no such thing, nor do I intend to. I simply wish to live my life in peace.
Okay.
Okay.
Why would anybody
Movarth
accuse you
would
of
much
that?
rather weave their own horrid tales about my life than simply ask me for the truth. If they choose to fear me in their ignorance, that's their choice, but it will not change what is true.
Okay. Well, why set up shop in
Anyone will tell
Morthal?
you, Morthal can be a dangerous place. My talents are useful here. I help maintain order, even if it goes unnoticed.
Okay. Well, I think that's about all we can get from you right now. So you'll notice that Winterfrost is very tall. Right?
Yep.
I do have race menu, which is partly how I managed to do. I spent a lot of time using the sculpt function.
Yep.
To make her face, to get rid of the alien brow ridges and you know, like soften the lines up on the elf face and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's another thing, Bethesda.
Yeah, like why did you make elves all look like a bunch of Romulans or Klingons or something? Like, what the hell? What was wrong with the way they looked in Oblivion? Really?
Yep.
You know, like that's just some strange things that they do, and I find that, you know, like I always found that I didn't really like to play elf characters because it's kind of hard to identify with somebody that's that alien and inhuman looking, right?
Yep, yep.
But anyway, we're just going to go around here and pick a few flowers here and there because we can and have to. It's a compulsion.
I was wondering if you were going to get that Nern root.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Got to get that Nern root. And then, of course, we've got this group of people out here in front of Jarl's Longhouse complaining.
Please, enough already. I have told you
Because they don't like Fion.
Please, go about your business.
The fact that they're living like 500 yards away from a vampire nest doesn't seem to bother them much, but
God forbid you have a court mage.
yeah. Anyway, I also have another mod that adds shops, merchants, to various settlements that did not have them before. So if this building is new and inside here, there is a couple of merchants. One is a smith and the other one is a general merchant, right?
Yep, yep.
And of course I can't really do any business with them right now because it's after hours, right? And I'm very cold, so I'm going to have to go inside somewhere and warm up for a minute. If I had a wood axe, I could chop some wood and then I could carry some firewood with me and build a fire when I needed to, but right now I don't have a wood cutting axe, so
And you haven't been lucky enough to find one either.
and I haven't been lucky enough to find one either. That was one oversight, I guess, when I was making that mod. I maybe should have dropped a wood axe in
Into the storage?
into the storage, or on the ground near one of the wood piles or something, right? So that's okay.
Welcome to the Moorside. If you need anything, I'll be
Okay,
around.
well, you got any leads on
Take a
work?
look at this. Some of the Jarl's men came by and left this bounty letter.
Okay. Where can I learn more
Looking
about
for
magic?
Fion? Why don't you go bother those mages at their college in Winterhold and leave my brother alone?
Okay. And heard any rumors lately? Okay, there's that one. Travel to Helgen. Heard any rumors lately?
Talk of a little boy in Windhelm, name of Aventus Aretino. Get this. He's been trying to contact the Dark Brotherhood. Foolish lad.
But anyway, getting back to what I was saying about Winterfrost is that I made her tall because actually in Oblivion, much to my surprise, female wood elves are actually quite tall.
Yep.
Right? Like they're as tall almost as high elves are. And so, you know, Winter Frost here, if she's standing next to a Nord, she's slightly taller than a Nord. She's about the same height, maybe slightly taller than an Orc, and about the same height as a High Elf, right?
Yep.
Okay, well, we'll just keep pumping her for information until she doesn't have any new information to give out.
And then she goes, buy a drink or get out.
Okay, well, what's with the Orc?
Orc? Fancies himself a bard. He pays, so I let him stay. If I had any customers, I'd be worried about him annoying them. But, well, look around.
Okay. Are we finally to the point where we can talk about why people are whispering about vampires? Yeah. Okay, and now, that's just one little flaw about this mod. You have to go back, whoops, not in mod configurations. You have to go back into display now and turn your subtitles back on if you want them on, because for some reason, when you interact with some of the dialogue from that mod, it actually turns the subtitles off.
Just a weird little quirky bug.
Yeah, it's pretty minor though. I mean, it's something that I can live with. So we're just going to take a bite out of Lurbuck here since nobody's looking and I am kind of hungry. And you'll notice that my hunger is restored by feeding as well.
Yep.
Right? I can't restore my hunger by eating food. The only way I can restore my hunger, is, you know, in the survival mode thing, is by actually feeding on sleeping people or drinking a blood potion or something like that, right?
Yep.
Okay. So anyway, I was talking about warmth and how I'm going to have to change my armor out at some point, because you'll notice that my armor has a warmth value, right? And vampire armor has a warmth value of 27. The boots are 13 and the gauntlets are 13. So I have a warmth rating of 53. And that means that I'm going to start to get cold very quickly in cold areas like around Morthal, right?
If only you could take one of those torches from one of the guards.
Yeah, really, eh? So,
it'll be in your best interest to get some fur armor or something as quickly as possible.
Exactly. Actually,
Sorry, nothing.
As far as armor goes, for light armor, the best armor to protect you against the cold is either fur armor or later. Really, none of the other light armors are any good until you get to dragon scale, right?
Yep.
You know, like basically fur and dragon scale give you the best protection against the cold. And actually Forsworn armor isn't too bad either.
Oh, I should say, remember, F5 is your friend.
Yes. And I do have a quick save function right there. See, I'm starting to get cold already.
Yep.
Right? So I think that, uh-oh. Now it's time to run for my life. And hopefully the guards can get involved in this. Because those white wolves are very nasty. Very, very dangerous for low-level characters. Come on, where are you?
Sneak.
Oh, he's out of range now. Damn it. Well, I may have to maybe get this going here. If I can't aggro him into running. There he is. Okay. If I can aggro him into running into town so then the guards can kill him.
Oh, yep, there he is.
Yeah.
Oh, but did he just turn around?
Yeah, come back here. Jeez.
Turns around when he hits town. He's like, nope, that's town. That's not where I belong. Yep, he's coming.
Okay. Maybe that will be enough now. Yeah.
Oh, and the guards got crossbows.
Cleared out, I guess.
There. Didn't take them long to make short work of them.
Nope. Sorry.
Well, they're pretty well armed.
Yep. Now I'm going to have to go back inside and warm up again because it's freezing out here.
Heard about you and honeyed words.
Because that's actually more of a hazard than the animals and monsters are, in a way, right? Is that, as you can see, you can start to freeze to death fairly quickly. If you don't, if you're not well equipped to protect yourself against the cold. Which is why I really need to find some fur armor or something here fairly soon.
Well, thankfully, just walking into the inn and sitting by the fire is free.
Yep. See, I wonder if I've got any other... if I have some other pieces, I can make at least like some headgear, which even if it's not fur, can still add to my warmth resistance as well as my armor. Now that I've got that wolf pelt. See, that's one of the hard things about a random start where you start around Morthal,
Let me guess.
is that it's cold around Morthal, right?
Yep.
Like, you can't just wander around as, you know, oh, look, there is an axe right there. I did put one in there. So now we can cut some firewood. Because then, if I'm really freezing my ass off, I can stop and build a fire.
Yep.
Later on, when I get the materials I need, I can actually build a tent and I can do like a full-blown camp, right? Because I have a camping mod that allows me to do that.
Nice.
Yeah. And also, if you carry the axe with that camping mod, even if you're not carrying some firewood, if you're really desperate, you can go up to a tree and you can hit the tree with the wood axe and harvest wood, right?
Yep.
So that you can build a fire if you're like really in a bad way. Okay, it looks like I don't have enough materials here because I need... Yeah, I need more than the leather that what this wolf pelt will get me. So... But at least I've got some wood now, so I can actually build a fire if I need to. And I'm chilly again already, right? Just from that amount of time, so...
Yeah, you'll have to head south.
Yeah, I'm trying. It's just that...
You ran into a super deadly wolf on the road.
I ran into a super deadly wolf on the road. I think I'm just going to turn all those off for the time being. And, where is Orothyme anyway? Oh, that's like way over there on the other side of the mountains. Okay. Yeah, those things can one-shot you, right? Like those feral wolves, snow wolves and ice wolves and stuff like that.
Well, that might be worth an F5 then.
Yep. And actually, I think I'm going to try going... maybe this way instead. We'll just, you know, pick flowers along the way and that kind of thing. See, on Legendary difficulty, I'm actually running a mod that slightly modifies the outgoing damage. Because I found that on regular Legendary difficulty, just to kill even a skeever, you needed to shoot the damn thing like 10 times with a bow, right?
Yeah, well, I think the damage modifier is like you do 0.25 times damage and everything does like 4 or 6. I can't remember. I'd have to look at the wiki.
Yeah. But anyway, I felt that the, you know, like, I think what I did was, like, the mod that I'm running for that also gives you several options. And I think what I'm doing is I'm running either expert or master level outgoing damage.
Yep.
I can't remember which now.
So 0 point something
Yeah, it's still a reduction from regular like adept level play,
Yep.
but
It's not like legendary levels
it's not
of
like
ridiculous.
legendary levels of ridiculous, right? But the incoming damage is still the regular like legendary incoming damage, right?
Yep.
So
Things can still one-shot you fairly easily, especially
Well,
at this level.
yeah, things can still really hurt you at level 1. See if this guy's going to be unfriendly or not. Nope. They seem to be walking in my general direction, but they're not attacking.
Well, if they're going to let you pass...
Yeah, I don't know where they're going. They're just going out there and standing, I guess.
It's like, yeah, my shift hasn't started yet for robbing people and killing people, so you've got about 30 seconds to walk by. I'll let you go.
Okay, well, anyway, we are out of immediate danger of freezing to death, at least.
Banditry shift work.
Yeah, banditry shift work. And we're going to come up on a place called the Mast Tavern. And I think I can, I'm not sure if I can rent a bed in here or not. But I might be able to rent a bed in here so that I can sleep. Because as you can see from my magicka bar there, I'm starting to get tired. And the Mast Tavern is actually part of a mod done by the guy who did the Thuggyverse mods for Fallout 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I actually am running a mod by him called Outlaws and Revolutionaries or something like that here.
Yes.
It's kind of an OP thing.
Hmm?
Okay, I can't rent a room from you. I can't rent a room from
All
you.
right, then.
Who are you?
Yes?
No. Maybe I can't. Maybe I can't rent a bed from anybody here. So, but maybe I can just.
Sleep in the bed.
No, I can't.
Nope. So you do have to rent the bed.
Well,
But who
or-
do you rent it from?
Actually, you know what? I think you have to rent the bed from one of the ladies of the evening here.
Ah.
Maybe. Oh, wait a minute. I can sleep in this bed.
There you go.
We'll do that. We'll sleep here. Okay. Starting to get hungry again. But I do have a stale blood potion that I can drink. Just to take the edge off until I get another feeding opportunity here. Oh, here's an opportunity to get my first companion. And when you're playing on Legendary, I've found in this game, companions are pretty much necessary. At the very least, even if they're not terribly powerful, they can act as distractions for enemies that would otherwise maybe attack you.
Yep.
Journal. Well, after all my years of living in this woods, it looks like Rock Joint will finally be the end of me. All my friends are long dead. The only one left is poor Miko. He was always a loyal companion. Hope he'll be able to take care of himself. Okay. Well, hopefully Miko won't mind if I extract this guy's blood.
I'm just gonna eat your master here, so...
Yeah, okay, well I guess that's what the cannibal eating thing looks like. Okay. So, we'll talk to Miko. Yeah, do you want to come with me? Okay, come on, you can follow me if you want. Okay, he counts as a follower in the multiple follower mod that I'm using, which is AFT. I can't remember what AFT stands for, but it's basically
Advanced follower tweaks?
yeah, something like that. Yeah. And you can do things like if they get lost, you can teleport them to you and that kind of stuff. All sorts of useful things like that. Anyway, I'm not really too sure where I want to go. Maybe I want to go and, whoops. Yeah, we'll go here. Oh, wait a minute. Ugh.
Menus are hard.
Menus are hard. Okay, where are we going here? Vampire Rumors. Okay, let's go and we'll check out the Abandoned Den. Okay, there's no quest marker for it on the map. I know approximately where it is, so I will have to just sort of head in that general direction.
All right.
Because I kind of know where it is. And of course, picking flowers along the way. So you'll notice that I've got my quiver in a horizontal position, like as if it's fastened to the back of my belt. That's one of the things that extended skeleton mod makes possible.
Yep.
I just like it. I think it looks better than having the upright quiver on your back, right? And now we'll another thing that these stale blood potions do is they act as healing potions as well. So it's good to have as many of those on hand as possible, at least until you start finding enough healing potions to keep yourself supplied, right?
Yep.
Which is why I'm not doing the feeding thing right now. I'm just basically... Yeah, that doesn't look as strange as the bedroll feeding one
Oh,
does.
you're happy you made the switch.
Well, I'll demonstrate the bedroll feeding one too, but like I said, the bodies and stuff don't line up properly unless the feeding victim is actually sleeping in a bed.
Yeah, it'll be kind of like Oblivion, where you're eating ass, right?
Yeah, kind of, actually. In fact, it's a lot like that. Maybe I don't need to demonstrate it after all. Oh, yeah. Gotta pick those flowers.
Gotta stop and look at that flower and then pick it.
That's right, because I'm not coordinated enough to pick them up on the fly like you are.
Well, to be fair, though, I kind of do that by, like, mashing the pickup button, so people hear this random key tapping all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you're a mouse and keyboard player, too, so you may have a little bit more precise control than I do.
Yep.
Because one thing I will say is that with the mouse and keyboard, if you do gain the skill to play that way, you actually do have access to more hotkey type controls than you do if you're playing with a controller like I do. You have a greater degree of control over what your character can do. I just don't have the coordination required to play mouse and keyboard, which is why I don't.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing that comes as an acquired skill from trying it over the years. Oh, you missed. Oh, no, he did that sideways dodge, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, see that? He even did it while he was in the middle of fighting the dog. Like, wow.
The cheesy sideways dodge. Oh, there's somebody shooting arrows at you.
Yeah.
Better
Better take some cover back here. Actually, this is a good time for this. Oh, here comes a guy.
That guy seems...
No, he's a bad guy.
Yep.
I got him. Okay. There, you see how he went after the dog, right?
Yep.
So that's why having a follower with you is actually a good thing. Oh,
The value of companions.
Yeah, there's an archer over there. Wow.
There's a couple of them.
There's a couple of them, yeah.
I think there's 3 of them total.
Okay, well, let's try this out then. Not sure if that had any effect on that guy or not.
It might have hit the wood post and stopped. The thing about the cloud spells is they kind of hit the post and then stop.
There, it hit him that time. Okay. That looked like it did significant harm to him. Come on, get out from behind that thing. Yeah, I can't hit him there now. Oh, we're gonna watch out for those two. You can get killed by... Oh! By one of those things too, right?
Yeah, you've got some traps, or some mods that make traps a lot deadlier too, don't you?
Yeah, it's actually called deadly traps. Or, you know, lethal traps or something like that. Okay, well, we'll just quickly extract some blood from this guy while we're here. See what he's got on him. Okay, well, look at all the stuff he's got.
Good thing he didn't hit you with that. That would have hurt.
Yep.
Now you gotta get behind cover some more.
Yep. I don't see any more red dots out there though. So maybe my canine friend has taken care of them all. I don't know.
Quite possibly. I guess you'll have to figure that one out.
Yeah. See what this guy had. Okay.
An iron club.
Yeah. I don't really want his iron club. It looks like I must have run out of arrows. Oh, I've got one Falmer arrow that I picked up off that other guy. So they do have some archers around here somewhere. See, even bandits are kind of, you know, like juiced up a little bit because of the Revenge of the Enemies mod too, right?
Yep.
So, you know, even just regular run-of-the-mill bandits are much more dangerous than they normally are. Okay, we'll just watch where we step here. Yeah, looks like
the deadly dog.
The deadly dog. Oh, this guy, this person has a form of fur armor on them too.
Nice.
So I'm going to have to figure out some way to loot this without offending anyone. There, I think I got it there.
Right? YouTube.
Yeah, because we gotta be safe for YouTube, right?
Well, it looks like there's still some people inside the camp proper.
Yeah. However, I've got my Falmer arrow ready. And,
have you F5'd?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's do that. Okay. Oh, there's a guy inside the shack there. I think he's the only guy left. Okay. So this guy is wearing, by the looks of it, leather armor. But I'm not going to worry about wearing his leather armor, because again, leather armor, although it's a bit more protective than fur,
it doesn't provide the warmth.
It doesn't provide the warmth. And really, cold is a far greater danger than... I'll take his stuff, though, because I can break it down to make other things out of it, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, I think the light armor folks all get shafted on the survival.
Yeah, because actually, Most of the heavy armors, there are a few that aren't very good, but like your iron armors, your steel armor, orcish armor. Okay, she's got some fur shoes that I'll take. Those are all like nice warm, like they have the maximum warmth rating. Like, for example, here I'll show you the fur armor. The fur armor has a warmth rating of 54, whereas the leather armor and the vampire armor only have a warmth rating of 27.
Yep.
That being said, both the leather armor and the vampire armor have a better armor value than the fur armor does, right?
But that don't mean much if you get one-shotted by everything anyways.
That's true. So I'm going to put the fur shoes and the fur armor on, and then hopefully at some point I will maybe find some. And of course, you know, like it looks toasty and warm.
Completely and totally proper fur armor.
Yep, that's right. Okay, well, we can get up, sit close to this fire and warm up for a second or two here before we continue on. So as you can see, at some point in the last 200 years, Winter Frost has also acquired some body decoration, right?
Yep.
Okay, I don't think there's any more dead guys out here. So we'll work on sneaking up on this guy. And this guy has a habit of turning invisible. But I can still see him because I can see his heat signature, right?
Yep.
There, that's it for him.
Well, now you can take any of his shit.
Yep. Well, whatever he might have been carrying. Anyway, he's got, well, I can take 3 of my arrows back, I guess. He's got just leather armor and all that kind of crap, too. What's in here? Okay.
Well, I guess it doesn't pay to be low level.
Okay, we'll take those, because we can make arrows or something out of those afterwards if we melt that down.
Ooh, archery book.
Yep, archery skill book. And a healing potion and a bag of gold. Okay. Okay, some good stuff in there. Grab that too.
Nice.
I don't think I'm going to be a heavy armor person, but...
Oh?
No. And of course we've got here, I've got a mod that adds weapons from Dragon Age Origins.
Oh, okay.
And like from the Dragon Age series. And I believe Trion's Maul is a weapon from the Dragon Age series of games, right? So, I don't know, some Dragon Age fans may find this looks familiar. I personally don't remember it, even though I've played all of those games. But, anyway. And I might have to actually resort to using this guy's key, because I'm not sure how many lockpicks I've got. I don't think I have very many. Oh, okay, I've
Yeah, you got 15.
I've managed to find a few, yeah.
Oh, lockpicking.
Yep.
How I miss the tumblers.
No, I don't miss the tumblers at all. I actually hated that was one thing I really think they made an improvement on from Oblivion to Skyrim was the lockpicking system. I hated the lockpicking system in Oblivion. It was just absolutely the worst.
Yeah, but now I actually break lockpicks because I can't help it.
Yeah, I know, but you can find lots of lockpicks in the world. You can buy them from most merchants. And I even made a mod that allows you to make lockpicks. So if I run short of lockpicks, if I'm somewhere near... Why can't I? Come on! There. If I run short of lockpicks, I can even, go and make some more at a forge. If I have, basically, an iron ingot and some leather strips, right?
Yep.
Anyway, we gotta pick all these mushrooms, because these mushrooms are good things to have. Gotta pick all the mushrooms. Oh, looks like it's time to drink a blood potion again here too. But my prospects of survival are starting to look a little better now.
Well, especially since you've got that fur armor at least, too.
Yeah. See, in here, I'm running a mod that I actually use the cathedral conversion tool to port over from Oldrim. Somebody made a mod in Oldrim called Art of the Catch, I believe it's called.
Yep.
And so now I can't just catch fish with my hands anymore. I actually have to use a fishing rod. Right? And it's kind of similar, I guess, to the, Creation Club fishing mod that they gave you for free as part of that promotion to try and get you to get the anniversary edition. Except that with that mod, you can only fish in places where they have one of those baskets with the fishing supplies, right?
Yep.
Whereas with Art of the Catch, you can actually fish anywhere. You might not catch anything, but you can,
try.
If you're equipped with a fishing rod that comes like that you can make as part of the Art of the Catch mod, well then you can cast your line into a body of water anywhere basically, and if there are fish there to catch, then you can catch them, right?
Yep. You know you want that orcish warhammer.
No, I don't really. I actually have a two-handed weapon on me already.
Yeah, and that fancy maul.
Well, that, but I also, even before I picked that up, I had a two-handed weapon on me. So here's another useful application of predator vision.
Slaughterfish hunting.
Yeah. Fishing.
Fishing,
right?
yeah.
Isn't that funny how the damn slaughterfish is smart enough to take cover when I pull out a bow?
Yeah, as soon as you pull out the bow, all the fish and all the wolves and all the everything all run and take cover.
Yeah, even the fish are smart enough to recognize when you have a bow, right? It's amazing.
Yeah, that was a silly thing that Bethesda did in this game.
Well, that and also the super fast dodge thing, that was kind of dumb too.
Yeah, because you can't super fast dodge, only they can super fast dodge.
Well, from what I understand...
And they can do it psychically too, even if they don't know where you are and they don't know where the arrows are coming from, they can still super fast dodge.
That's right. Okay, I'm going to show you what my other two-handed weapon is.
Okay, yeah.
So what this is it's a mod called Fighting Mage Staff.
Yep.
Which I also ported over from Oldrim because the guy who made that mod first made it for, Skyrim LE, right?
Yep.
And what he did basically is he did a little creative script writing and that kind of thing. And he made it so that if you equip a standard mage's staff, like of any of the vanilla type staffs, in your right hand, then it becomes a bludgeoning type weapon of the Warhammer class. And you can use it in that way. And of course your, like Warhammer perks, your two-handed perks all apply to any attacks that you make with it. And if you equip it in your left hand, of course, then it becomes a regular magical staff of that type, right? And I believe his wording, when he in his mod page, see if I equip it in my left hand now, it's a staff of courage, right?
Yep.
So I can cast courage on my buddy there, right? But if I equip it in my right hand, then it becomes a fighting mage staff, which is basically like a quarterstaff.
Yeah, and I guess the logic is if somebody wants to close distance with you while you're holding this big long thing, why not just hit them with it?
Yeah, exactly. That was his wording actually, was why would you have to carry a backup weapon to your mage's staff? Why wouldn't you just hit them with the perfectly good stick that you're holding in your hand already, right?
Yep.
So
master lock and 10 lock picks.
Yeah, this is going to be a challenge. May not be able to do it. Might have to go back and get that guy's key.
You know what would make this so much easier?
What?
Being able to see the tumblers.
No. I believe that you can... Oh, there, I found the soft spot. I believe you can also get open lock spells in this game. And you better believe that if I had to do the lock-picking Oblivion style... Oh, that was so close. Then I would certainly be developing my spell to open locks. Went the wrong way. Okay, go up just a little bit. Oh, boy. Sometimes it's a battle of attrition, right? But you get it eventually.
Don't you love when you unlock the locked chest and then you find lockpicks in the locked chest?
Well, sometimes you need those, though.
No, it makes you wonder, though, how that ended up being a locked chest. The guy locked his own damn lockpicks inside the chest.
Yeah, I guess. I kind of get what you mean there.
That's where a good handy two-handed axe would come in handy.
Yeah, well, or a crowbar, right?
Yeah, or a crowbar.
Like, why can't you just break the lid on the chest? It is wood.
Yep.
You are carrying an axe, usually, of some kind. Even the wood axe should do for breaking into a chest, right?
Nope, it's the impervious, like, it might look like a chest, but it's actually like an impervious solid iron safe.
Yeah.
You have to weld it open.
Yeah, you have to drill it and then put a stick of dynamite in there or something. Eh?
Yep.
Okay, well, must be time to turn my predator vision back on here so I can see my potential targets.
Uh-oh. Archer on the left, or on the right. crossbow.
Yeah.
Sure glad you didn't get shot by that. That would have hurt.
Yeah, these guys are actually relatively low-level bandits. We'll grab that iron mace. Maybe we'll feed a little bit here. Okay, and we got this guy. He's got studded armor. We'll grab that. We'll grab the mace too. And the fur shoes.
And eat him.
Yeah. And then here's our crossbow person.
Down the slope like it's a water slide.
Yep, just sitting there. Anyway, I'll take the arrows. Okay. Probably don't really need those things, but...
Well, you're hard enough up on ammo that it can't hurt, right?
We'll take the boots and the bracers. And just to show it off here, we'll go back in here to, I believe it's general options. And we'll go over here, and we'll go bedroll feeding animation. Okay, so the bedroll feeding animation looks kind of like this. And as you can see, things don't quite line up right on bodies that are not in a bed, right?
Hey man, that was 100% worth it.
Well, I'm glad that you enjoyed it. So yeah, that was worth a bit of a laugh, I guess. Anyway, where is that stupid option again now?
There you go.
There it is. Okay, I also have the ability, if I stagger someone, like say if I bash them with a weapon and stagger them, if I have enough stamina, I can bite them in combat too, right?
Yep.
Which inflicts a little bit of damage and also recovers a little bit of my health and that kind of thing. It's not like a huge superpower or anything, but it is still something that you can do, right? Oh, look, there's somebody lurking behind that rock. They obviously can see me. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, looks like there's a guard or something.
Yep.
What's going on?
Wolves. Or not.
Oh, okay. They're just not very friendly. That's all. I was being warned off.
Ah.
So anyway, there we go. Uh-oh. Okay. Guess I'm not carrying any more. We'll give him back that iron crossbow. There. Because I'm not planning on using that anyway. So how are we doing for time here, RecV5X?
We are approaching an hour and 20.
Okay, well, maybe what we'll do... Oh, look, this guy's got some...
Fur stuff.
Fur stuff. Fur armor, high boots, high bracers. Oh, crap, I'm out of room. Again, I forgot about that. Okay, we'll give him back that iron battle axe. That'll give us some room to pick some things up.
Yeah, if you want the battle axe, I mean, I think you're getting nearer to civilization now.
Well, you know what? I would just use it for the iron ingots anyway at the smelter. And, you know, like it's not like iron ingots are hard to come by or anything. Anyway, we can probably turn that off again, because I imagine that must be kind of hard to look at. So I do have a version of Darker Nights for Skyrim as well, but I don't have it activated right now because it's the same problem as for Fallout 4, right? It just makes nights too dark.
Yep. And it would probably also have a negative effect on the recording quality.
Yeah, that's the main reason for it, right? I mean, I don't mind the idea of having it, and I did get it for my own personal
You hear that?
enjoyment, right?
I swear there's something else.
Yeah, sadly, recording programs, or maybe it's the algorithms involved or whatever, they just don't like ultra dark areas.
Yep, that's right. So anyway, we've made it to Rorikstead. And I guess we're going to leave you here for now. The end of episode 1 of The Return of Winterfrost.
Uh-oh.
Oh, crap. What's going on now?
Someone's getting killed somewhere. Some
Yeah.
kind of combat.
I don't see any enemy. Oh, I know what it is. Whiterun is a sort of an Imperial aligned hold.
Yep.
And those guys are Stormcloak soldiers that just walk right into the middle of Rorikstead, right? So they're busy fighting with each other, which is really none of my business.
Yep.
So anyway, I guess we're going to leave it here. I was just going to say, here's some stuff from Skyrim is my player home again, right? I added a whole bunch of stuff in here. And of course, you know, like I could smelt down a bunch of this various stuff and things. Maybe I'll keep that glass sword. Maybe that could be a good sidearm to carry around for the time being until I get something better.
Probably.
But anyway, for the time being, I guess we'll go.
Alrighty.
So, until next time.
I'm RecB5.
And I am Sandman99.
Have a good one.